I'm Detective Senior Sergeant Leckie. This is Detective Norris. Mr. Harry Pearce from the Department of Human Services. It's a requirement under the law when questioning anybody under the age of 18 that they be accompanied by a guardian or legal representative. And in the absence of such a person, a department officer such as John here must be present. I must also advise you you're under no obligation to say anything at this point in time, but anything you do say can be used as evidence in any later court appearances. You understand?
We're beginning with Animal Kingdom, which was something of a revelation when it was released in 2010. The debut feature film of writer-director David Michôd, it stunned audiences with its gritty and compelling portrait of a crime family in Melbourne who descends into a violent spiral of tit-for-tat revenge killings with members of a renegade police squad.
What are you going to do, Darren?
It's wrong and all that, you know.
You know, if Baz was still here right now, and we'd just been to your funeral, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Because he'd have already done something about it.
At the centre of the film is Jay, played by newcomer at the time, James Freshville.
Yeah, good. Mum's gone and OD'd and she's died, so...
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Sorry, I probably should have said it a bit slower and not just go and blurt it out like that. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do now.
After his mother dies of a drug overdose, he goes to live with his uncles and grandmother and enters their world of hiding in the shadows, fear and death. Jay is something of a blank slate, who at times seems barely aware of what is going on around him. But gradually during the film, we learn that he is far more observant and smarter than he seems.
In contrast to Jay, most of the supporting cast are larger-than-life characters, many of whom are played by some of Australia's most distinctive actors. This includes Jackie Weaver as Jay's grandmother Smurf, the matriarch of the family, whose cheery disposition and exaggerated naivete makes her ruthlessness all the more chilling.
How do I look?
You look good.
Correct.
And speaking of chilling, Ben Mendelsohn as Pope, Jay's oldest uncle, gives one of the most intense and disturbing performances of his career.
That girl, you know the girl, what's her address? The
What's wrong?
Just tell me what's her fucking address.
Went there the other day, mate.
Yeah, and I fucking forgot. Just tell me, what's her fucking address?
Other prominent actors include Guy Pearce as the police detective trying to use Jay to bring down the rest of the family. There's also Joel Edgerton as the close family friend and proxy uncle to Jay, who also happens to make his living doing armed hold-ups.
Animal Kingdom established David Michôd as a talent to look out for, but it was also an important early film for cinematographer Adam Arkapour, editor Luke Doolan and sound designer Sam Petty, among others. This film has a look and pace to it that is suitable for a crime thriller, but at the same time it doesn't feel like any film you've seen before, certainly not in Australia. A lot of the violence and action is downplayed or understated, which has the end result of giving it a greater impact.
There is something about the familiar and mundane nature of many of the scenes and situations in Animal Kingdom that remind us that the world of criminality is part of our world too, even though it is usually hidden and exists on the fringes of society. But it's there, and people like the characters in Animal Kingdom live in the same suburbs as we do. They shop in the same supermarkets that we go to, and they eat in the same places as the rest of us. The fact that violence so often intrudes upon their lives and can so easily spill out into the rest of the world is part of what makes this film so mesmerising and horrifying.
Animal Kingdom was hailed as a major success when it was released, and it still possesses the same raw power that it did 7 years ago.
Most people, especially Melburnians, would have been kind of vaguely aware of some of the stuff going on at the time that seems to have influenced and informed this film. Just so many smart decisions were made on set with this film about restraint and what not to show, what to do with the sound, the way the camera often creeps around walls and door frames, so you've constantly got the feeling of people hiding or lurking around. Again, the use of music is quite subtle but extremely effective in this film. The craftsmanship on display in Animal Kingdom is first rate.
Jackie Weaver is amazing in this film, and she was nominated for an Academy Award for her role.
This is well worth revisiting, and if you've never seen it before, now is as good a time as ever, as it still feels as vibrant and essential as it did in 2010. Animal Kingdom is a complex and gripping piece of cinema.